Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, and a very good afternoon to all my beloved student S1CP1. Alright, so here am I. We meet again, okay, for our class tutorial for the first week, right? So I'm waiting for the for all my students to just leave a comment to show that you are present. Okay, so far teacher just baru nampak Afikah, right? So I'm still waiting for the rest of you. Please leave in the live chat. Okay, notice and write down that you are attending the class. Okay, our hero one Muhammad Syafiq. Teacher nampak dah Zulaika. Okay, Zulaika hadir Okay, Ain, Aimi. So regarding for our first tutorial class, teacher would like to get ready with your tutorial books as well as your notes, right? Okay, because we are going to start with a new chapter, right? Okay, so today we proceed after we have discussed about the population, the ecology as well with the population ecology. Okay, so we are moving to the next topic, what we call as the topic selection and speciation. It's a very interesting topic class Okay, cikgu nampak Wong, nampak Umu Danisha, Ratika, Togeshwari, okay, Zulaika, right? Okay, who else? Come on class. Udin, Yogin, Alex, Yao King, Nabila, Nani cikgu nampak dah Suhui, Ain, Aimi, Lisha, Fatin, apa ni, Nabila Zari, okay, Nabila hadir cikgu, yes, very good, Latika hadir. Okay, teacher still waiting for one Muhammad Syafiq, tak nampak lagi ni, Yao King, yes, okay, Alex, Tengku, okay, Lisha ada, yes, okay. So what are we going to discuss this afternoon class for our first tutorial? Okay, for our first hour tutorial, we are going to start our first topic, beginning of the topic, what we call as a selection, right? Okay, so everyone, jom, let's pay attention and we are going to discuss about selection, a very interesting topic if you really understand the concept behind it, okay? So actually topic, while waiting for your friends to get, okay, soon they will join us, teacher would like you to have an idea for those who are already in the class. Okay, actually topic 3, okay, selection and speciation, still continuity from the previous topic, chapter 2 and chapter 1, right? Chapter 1 we learn about the organism, the biodiversity and all the organism, right? And I hope for your task, okay, you are I have a good news for you, class. Good news that for your task 1 and task 2, okay, which is scheduled on 27, okay, akan dipostpone. It will be postponed to 6 March. So you have another 1 week lagi untuk get ready for yourself. So I think that is a good news for you to prepare. Okay, Udin cikgu nampak dah, but still cikgu tak nampak lagi Wan Muhammad Syafiq tak ada lagi ni. Okay, Alex, hoping you all, okay, all the students fully, okay, teacher hope teacher can have a full attendance, right? I just can saw only 11 of you. Okay, so please respond to teacher, those who already joined me, okay, before I can start our class. Alex, Wan, okay, who else? Ain, Aimi dah ada, okay, good, okay. Okay, Aimi hadir, yes, Okay, so this is actually continuity from our lesson. Now, when you have already your notes, make sure before class, okay, before we start our class, okay, you revise and do apa ni? did read before you enter our class. Teacher hope you go through and read up. Okay, read up the notes so that when teacher discuss in tutorial together, when we discuss the question, you all get the idea of it. Okay. Alright, so let's start. What we are going to discuss, we are going to study about the selection. Okay. When teacher mention selection, pilih, choose. Okay, I think every day in your daily life, okay, as a human being in class, I believe that you all always make a choice. Okay, so, kamu akan selalu buat pilihan. So, please make sure, okay, Yogin, cikgu nampak Yogin ni. Mana Hero Malaya lagi seorang? Okay, Yogin, Hero Malaya seorang dah join, lagi seorang. Yogin, where's your partner? Okay, hoping one is here because teacher nak jadi one sebagai contoh ni. Okay, what is actually all about? Yeah. Okay, kalau teacher minta Fatin pilih Fatin Okay, Fatin nak pilih Wan Syafiq ke? Pilih Minho. Cuba Fatin ke ataupun all my girls all my sweet girls from S1CP1 Umi, Umu, Nabila ke, Suhui ke, Ain, Aimi, right? Afika, Ratika, Togesh, right? Try to respond to my question. Okay, which one do you think you are going to choose? Wan Muhammad Syafiq ke Lee Min Ho? Okay, ni a bit survey from survey. Wan anak 10 ni Umi. Okay, 1 in 10 to 1 in 10. Hero Malaya baru masuk. Hello Hero Malaya. Okay, Wan Muhammad Syafiq. Right, so we are talking about you. We are membawang about you, Wan. Okay, Wan, teacher already go through your the survey. Okay, so akhirnya cikgu dah tahu now ada my student yang nak anak 10 tu rupanya Wan Wan. Okay, so if you want anak 10, the biotic potential of your wife your future wife Wan kena muda lagi pada Wan. So that means you start to reproduce at 28 Wan. This is the factor of biotic potential when you learn about the first topic di bawah tajuk ekologi. Di bawah tajuk population ecology, when mention about biotic potential. Okay, biotic potential is the maximum reproductive capacity of population under optimum environmental. Okay, so Wan nak start kahwin range between 28 to 30. So Wan nak anak 10 Wan. Okay, you got to find someone yang younger than you. Right, because we have learned this during our SEM 1 under reproduction, fatality of a woman, the best is 21 to dah start class okay, and 21 onwards until it stop 35. Itulah fatality period. So kalau Wan nak anak 10, kena kahwin dengan umur dalam 20, 22, 21 baru just nice lah your wife. Okay, tak adalah setahun seorang Wan. Kalau umur wife kamu 30 nak sampai 40 setahun seorang Wan. Okay, daya ke Wan Alright, okay, so let's start class before we go. Before we proceed our class, okay, further our discussion, I would like kita recite doa dulu kelas Al-Fatihah. Okay, Ratika. Okay, Wan Muhammad Syafiq able to provide the necessary, the food. Okay, makan sedap-sedap Ratika Right? Ajak je pergi mana? Ajak je pergi mana? Name it Name it, jom pergi Chili. Apa lagi? What else? Okay, we dinner dekat KLCC. Right? Okay, so Wan ada rumah banglo, 5 tingkat. 5 juta harga dia. Okay, and Wan able to protect you from predation. Jangan ever usik. Okay, compare to Minho. Okay, what Minho ni? Right, so Ratika, which one do you think menjadi pilihan hati you? Ada siapa-siapa nak cuba jawab? Future bapa Wan. Tengku? Okay. Zulaika, kenapa ketawa? Oh, Lisha pilih Minho. Minho, tengok tu Lisha Oh. Okay, tengok Minho Lisha. makan ke tak makan Lisha. Okay, dia tak peduli pun about you Okay, duduk rumah sewa je. One rumah 5 tingkat tu Lisha Okay, and Minho don't care about you. Which one? Right? Kalau cikgu mestilah pilih Wan, right? Because Wan able to apa tadi cakap? Right? Able okay, the keyword yang teacher nak you all bear in mind now class favor. Favorable. Favor. Favor. Kalau you all ada favorite food, favorite movie, favorite clothes, favorite actor, right? So the keyword yang kita nak kamu guna dalam natural selection is favorable, right? The keyword, right? Okay, ini kalau Vihang lah ni cikgu memang saja sediakan slide untuk all my 3 practicums. Vihang sama macam kamu juga Wan. Okay, start to married umur 28. Baru married, belum reproduce lagi kan. Hoping kahwin je to reproduce. Okay lah kan. Kalau kahwin lepas tu nak tunggu lagi. Tapi kalau Wan tak boleh tunggu. Sebab dia anak 10 Tapi kalau Vihang anak 2 okay lah So kalau he got married to his future wife umur 28 pun okay, just nice lah 2 kan. Okay, kalau Zaim dia pun nak anak 2 macam Vihang Okay, so tak worry. Tahniah lah Syafiq 10 anak kamu kena beli minivan, minibus. Tak boleh dah beli kereta kecil-kecil Syafiq. Okay. Alright, so related to previous topic SEM 1, we all learn about reproduction. Okay, I think I share this with you. Vihang, cikgu sempat ambil yang ni je lah And then kalau ingat siapa tu Syafiq So kalau you still remember Syafiq sesuai lah So sperm Syafiq tak sempat lah jadi berudu kan. Okay, every year produce right, anak 10 kan. So tak sempat nak tukar jadi berudu. Okay, every year produktif. Okay, so ini sperm yang kita dah buat SEM lepas, right? Okay, so mind setting from now on in class now is minggu ke-6. Teacher nak you mind setting, you must get your A, right? So in order to get A, okay, you have to revise. Alright, so let's start the choice we make. Okay, in our routine, in our life, okay, sometimes there is a time where you need to make a decision. Okay, you have to make a choice. So, teacher nak you all bear in mind everything actually now class okay, especially you all dah now you are already 20, right? Dah masuk umur 20 kan, okay? Everything you do is based on the choice that you make, It's not your parent, it's not your past relationship, right? It's not your job, right? Whatever the economy, the weather, the argument, whatever all around you, okay, tak akan benda yang that is not the thing that you need to be blamed. Okay? The one that you need to be blamed is you. You and only you are responsible for every decision and choice you make. Itu adalah the choice you make in every day. So apply to selection. If teacher refers selection, okay, in Oxford Dictionary, right, it is actually referring to the action atau fact, okay, choosing someone or choosing something as being the best, okay, or the most suitable. So now apply this topic in our chapter 3. Chapter 3 obviously class tajuk dia selection. So what are we going to learn under this topic? Right, so actually we are going to learn 2 types natural selection and artificial selection. Alright, okay, what is the learning outcomes class? Natural selection, explain the natural selection and the 3 types of natural selection, and as well as explain the artificial selection and the types of artificial selection. Okay, so you may refer this to page 76, right? The overview of our learning topics 3, and also 77 until 81. Okay, so sorry, 80. So today, this afternoon, teacher would like to cover discussion from 77 until 80. 80 yang atas before the second subtopic is speciation. Okay, so I if you ask P2 or P3, okay, teacher suka dengan example of giraffe. Right? Maybe before this, you all maybe tak pernah terfikir, right? Ataupun tak peduli pun. Actually, why? My question, why do you think God create a giraffe with a very special neck? It's a very long neck, right? Okay, long neck, right? Okay, kalau you tengok pada ancestor, the original size atau the original length of the neck, okay, ancestor of the giraffe actually necknya pendek je, short. But okay, because of the natural selection, because the pressure that put on the giraffe population, so they have to evolve. Because they have to evolve and adapt to the situation. So daripada short neck, okay, it become menjadi long neck. Right? So this is the giraffe, and also the corn and its ancestor. So what you eat, what is you eat now je kelas, the modern corn, the jagung sekarang ni is actually a modern corn, okay, which is artificial selection. So kita akan bincang these two. Okay, back to the discussion of giraffe necks are long. Okay, so my question to all of you kelas, oh, welfare boleh cukup Wan, okay, kawan-kawan, Wan Syafiq 10 nak muat welfare tak muat. Welfare ni biasanya paling kalau nak ideal, welfare ni cantik 7 atau 6. Itu selesa lah Wan, Oh, so Wan kena beli 2 biji welfare lah. Okay lah welfare, cikgu doakan Wan, Okay, doakan Wan dengan anak 10 atau 2 biji welfare. Apa? Siang driver, Wan. Okay, so let's discuss this class, Giraffe necks are long. Anyone? Okay, agak-agak kamu, kelas, the female giraffe prefer yang mana? The long neck, the medium neck, or the short neck? Agak-agak kamu, the female giraffe suka giraffe yang macam mana agaknya? Okay, let's see. Okay, sexual selection, girls like them long, So male giraffe actually they use their long neck to fight. Okay, to fight for for mating, atau kalau kamu tengok, fight to win the female, So actually in the population of giraffe, the female prefer favorable, cikgu ulang sekali, the keyword tadi kelas, favorable, the long neck. Why the long neck? Okay, first of all, as you all know, like teacher shows just now, diagram tadi, with the long neck, okay, they able to reach all the all the leaf, yang tinggi-tinggi, pokok-pokok tinggi-tinggi tadi, they able to leave that, right? Okay, so with the long neck, when there's a fighting, the male giraffe, we will use this long neck by necking. Okay, so the male giraffe which win, okay, with having a long and powerful neck, okay, is an advantage for the male to win. So of course lah guys, the female will choose, okay, atau favor the male that win the competition. Of course, I think that's a nature, right? Okay, so that is what we are going to learn class. Selection mean choose. Okay, choose of what class? Choose of individual. So this you can see on the page 77 from your notes. Okay, from your note, highlightkan kelas. Selection means a process in which individuals, okay, that have certain inherited traits, like teacher mentioned just now, like the giraffe, okay, it has a long neck, okay, a long neck, that is a inherited traits. Okay, with the long neck, they tend to survive, okay, tend to survive, and with that, how they survive class? Because the female favor to the male with the long neck, okay, and they choose for mating. So bila mating, apa berlaku? They can reproduce. Okay, they have better adaptation to environment, boleh dapat makan, okay, kenyang makan, and then suka-suka hati reproduce. And when they reproduce, okay, they will contribute to the population. Right? Okay, so in this selection, they apply the very important concept that what we call as apa class? Okay, the greater fitness. Okay, so please highlight from in our notes, those who have greater fitness stand a better chance of surviving and reproducing. Please kelas ni bullet yang kedua dalam slide cikgu ini. Kamu boleh jumpa dalam nota kita on page 77. Okay, you refer to our notes on 77. Please highlight this point. When we mention about natural selection, we are referring to the greater fitness. Okay, greater fitness stand a better chance of surviving and reproducing. Yes, and natural selection tidak ada kaitan dengan human. Okay, we are not the one that involved. Okay, we're not involved. It all about nature, right? Okay, so this is the list yang very important that teacher would like you to jot down. Maybe in our notes tak ada dalam tu. So please take these notes class. Okay, these are the selection pressure that always use atau that is caused the natural selection, which in the graph, okay, will shows by the arrow. Okay, so what are the selection pressures? So back to the density dependent factors and also density independent factors. If you still remember learning about population ecology, under the density dependent factors and density independent factors, okay, that is the factors that are related to the selection pressure, okay, where the pressure is the competition for food, competition for water, competition for mates, competition for space, competition for nesting site or territory. Yeah, you know that that is the behavior of animals. Okay, they have to compete. That's why they have territory. That's why you all belajar dalam density dependent factor. One of the factors is the territory, right? Okay, so that is the pressure that will lead to the natural selection, and also the density independent factor like a disease. Okay, class predation juga tadi density dependent factor. So disease like now COVID-19 also is a pressure for us. Okay, in term of population, right? Not for the animals, it's for human lah. Okay, but just to share to tell you that like COVID-19, that is beyond our control. That's the nature. Now it's a disease, what we call a pandemic. Okay, the whole world facing this pandemic disease, right? Okay, so what is the effect class? The effect will it will affect to the frequency. So when you learn about natural selection class, actually you also can relate your lesson from what you have learned during population genetic. The Hardy-Weinberg, the frequency of allele. Okay, it's actually related. Okay, you can apply the concept or the lesson that you have learned. Okay, because an allele that helps an organism compete better, okay, we call is a selected. Yang menang, the winner class. Okay, and the winner will increase in frequency, right? Whereas the allele that fails, okay, to survive, okay, it will decrease in frequency. So this is what we are going to learn about under this natural selection. So when teacher asks you define natural selection, okay, in another way to say it is the tendency of organism, okay, meaning all the organism have favorable adaptation to their environment. Okay, favorable adaptation to their environment for what class? Yes, in order for survive. Okay, bila dah survive, boleh reproduce, they become the parents of the next generation. So, all my student, 19 student of my S1CP1 will be a parents for your future generation. Kalau like Tengku, Tengku nanti bolehlah ada anak bin yang akan dinamakan by nama Tengku kan? Binti Tengku, bin Tengku, right? Okay. So, this one, kalau you still remember the cycles, the male cone, I think you experience this in depan DSG. I told you already, right? Hoping you all have an opportunity to go and see these male cones of cycles. Okay, so that is about the plant. Okay, This is actually just sharing class. This is the ethnic groups in the world, okay, shows by the different sizes of penis. Okay, one right. So kalau tengok Malaysia, okay, Malaysia is this color. So you compare to here class. So Malaysia is somewhere this one class. Is somewhere about the length of 9 to 13.5. Okay, length 9 to 13.5. Okay, kalau 9, 13.5 tu, kalau cikgu ambil ruler tu lebih kurang macam ni lah. 9, ni lebih kurang macam ni Yogin Okay, lebih kurang macam ni lah. Okay, taklah panjang sangat. Okay lah, right? Okay, so kalau you all tengok pada apa ni, the size this is the different size that given. Right, okay. So if you plot the size, the length, okay, you can see the pattern of it. Okay. So most, kalau you tengok the purple color, okay, most of the length 68% are in the middle, intermediate, right? Okay, about a centimeter. Okay, now, so this is what we're going to go through, the 3 type of natural selection. Okay, class, So the 3 type of natural selection are stabilizing, directional, and disruptive selection. So you must be able to sketch the 3 types of graph. Okay, to refer to these 3 type of natural selection. So let's start with the first one in class. So I think I've already shared with you this one in class. Okay, so you need to able to plot. Okay, so this is the normal or the original population that shows. Okay, when you are plotting a graph, okay, the most important thing you have to consider is the parameter for each axis. Okay, so the y-axis you label as a number of individuals. Okay, class, y-axis is the number of individuals. Again, x-axis is the quantification of trait or the phenotype. Cikgu ulang kelas Okay, in order to show the graph, okay, what you need to plot paksi y ni apa kelas? Okay, the y-axis is the number of organism, number of individuals, but because just now when teachers start define the natural selection, we are actually referring to what class? We are referring to the individuals, right? The individual that carry that certain phenotype, right? Okay, against the phenotype, the x-axis. So what is the stabilizing? So stabilizing is referring to the selection. Okay, if referring to our notes, okay, favor intermediate. Tolong highlightkan kelas. Stabilizing is actually natural selection. Okay, that favor intermediate. Favor tadi kan cikgu sebut di kelas the keyword favor intermediate atau favor average phenotype by tak habis lagi kelas okay, by acting against both of extreme phenotype. Okay, so teacher repeat again. Stabilizing selection, okay, is actually involve natural selection that favor intermediate or average phenotype. Favor kelas So apa yang dia tak favor? Apa nature tak favor? Okay, nature tak favor atau nature acting against both of extreme phenotype. Okay, so make a tengok example. So this is how the population size change from the original shape yang kamu dapat the dotted line kelas the dotted line, it will change to become like this. The original population, okay, like this, like the bell shape. But now the stabilizing, you can see the extreme one have been reduced in number. Okay, reduced in number, and number of intermediate, number of individual intermediate become increase. Okay, you can see here class the difference. So in our syllabus, okay, there is a lot of example, but in our syllabus, okay, you turn to page 78, we choose length wing of hawk, of eagle, So scientists have already studied, okay, when they study about length wing of hawk, and if you still remember, okay, when you learn about the tropical rainforest, okay, the strata, where the emergent strata, the animals that can be found is tualang bee and also the eagle, atau the hawk, So the length wing of hawk will determine, okay, the survival of the hawk, okay, that as you all know, they live in the emergent strata kalau dalam tropical forest kelas. So the length of the hawk will which one will survive? Okay, the moderate or the average phenotype. Okay, most of the hawk, individual of the hawk, okay, yang kalau kamu buat kiraan, kebanyakannya adalah having a moderate atau intermediate phenotype. Moderate, tengah-tengah tu kelas. So that is, this is how it shows. This is the short length wing. Ini yang besar sangat. So dua-dua ni tak sesuai untuk terbang, tempat tinggi. Right? Untuk survival. The most fitness is the moderate. Okay, itu stabilizing kelas. Okay, done. Okay, next, the second type is what we call the directional. Okay, directional is referring to the favor. Highlightkan kelas. So in our notes, teacher nak highlightkan because for topic 3, selection ini, 3 graph ini memang popular. So please bear in mind, make sure you really get this concept. Right? Okay, nanti teacher nak you try out question 2, bukan surat 20. Okay, everybody turn to page 20, question 2. Teacher would like you to answer question number 2. Okay, and you pass up, make sure you pass up, okay? Right, so satu lagi kancil. Oh, beli kancil. Tak adil lah tu, Okay, Aimi pilih long neck, betul, Okay, so directional selection, okay, is actually natural selection that favor one extreme phenotype and against another extreme phenotype. Okay, untuk this type of selection, they involve only 2 phenotype. Dua-dua extreme. Okay, kelas ni, cik ulang lagi kelas Okay, this second type of phenotype, this second type of selection, okay, it's melibatkan 2 types, 2 phenotypes, 2 extreme phenotype. Okay, and for this selection, naturally, okay, the natural selection or the pressure will against one extreme phenotype. Right? Okay, so example, if you, I think you familiar with this. If you still remember when you learn about dynamic endangered ecosystem during your Form 4 syllabus last time. Okay, you have come through with this black peppered moth. Okay, or the scientific name is Biston bitularia. Okay, so Biston bitularia ada 2 je kelas, putih atau hitam, the white one or the black one. So, for this 20th century, okay, our 20th century, when now we are the industrial revolution, okay, so what do you think? Which moth will more survive? Okay, so in this case, kamu tengok kelas dia putih takkan survive in this new era. Okay, yang akan survive is more the black one. Why? Okay, as you all know class, okay, the black, okay, this is the example class. So, here you akan apply the density dependent factor of predation. Okay, so which one will more survive in this industrial world? Okay, of course the black one. Why class? Okay, because the black pepper moth is more suited in, the black will more suited to live in the dirty area, the black pepper moth. The white one will be decreased in population because they easily to be catch by the predator. Okay, so when the black pepper moth, okay, they can camouflage with the dirty trunk. Okay, they blend well with the background and they will not be eaten by the birds, by the predator. Okay, so the black pepper moth will increase in number. okay, as the area becomes more dirtier. So what happened to the white one class? So the white one, the population of white one, kamu tengok okay, the number of white one will decrease. So you can see class the pattern of natural selection, okay, the curve will shift to the right, okay, and it will favor to the extreme black. Okay, black pepper mode. So that is what it called directional, right? Okay. The third one, what it calls a disruptive. So this one is different from the two because disruptive is not favorable the intermediate. Okay, meaning this selection is favor both extreme. Okay, class both extreme phenotype and against the intermediate, referring to our notes page 77. Please highlight that point. Okay, all right. So how this selection work out, right? So it is shown by the example of finches, burung, class Okay, actually when you see a birds, you can see a different type of finches. Beak, paruh di kelas Okay, you can observe that paruh burung berbeza-beza. Okay, so paruh burung berbeza-beza inilah yang menyebabkan saintis discover one interesting, actually naturally in order for the birds to survive. Okay, contoh yang diambil is the size and shape beak of finches in Galapagos Island. Okay, so you refer to page 78, you highlight kelas Okay, contoh yang kamu kena memorize for disruptive natural selection is size and shape beak of finches in Galapagos Island. Okay, so dekat Galapagos Island ini dia ada dua je keadaan. High temperature in summer and low temperature in winter. There is no intermediate phenotype. Okay, it just that two phenotype where one is can survive during summer yang panas the high temperature, or one population that can survive during winter which is very low temperature. So how this pattern of curve shows so from the original population like this, okay, you can see the intermediate the pressure put on the intermediate. So the individual of the intermediate will slowly reduce. Nampak kat sini? It will slowly reduce and left out the both extreme will still maintain. This is what we call a disruptive selection. So where is the Galapagos Island situated? It's actually at the South America. Somewhere here kelas the Galapagos Island. Okay, so kalau you all ada nanti kalau pandemic COVID dah okay, then kalau ada duit lebih Wan boleh bawa anak 10-10 bercuti dekat Galapagos Island Wan. Okay, very nice, right? Okay, this is actually Galapagos Island. So you just imagine if you are the one that live here. Apa kamu rasa survival yang kamu kena ada macam Tarzan lah kot kan? Okay, duduk dalam hutan kan? Kalau Wan duduk sini Wan tak adalah wildfire Wan dia macam orang asli Orang asli yang sangat dekat dengan nature kan? They live to stay in in nature more to us So dia dia sebab tu kau tengok rumah-rumah orang asli simple je kan? Okay? Alright, so as you can see here class, as you can see this is the Galapagos Island, okay, where it's a very nice place, and if you imagine you are here, right, if you imagine you are here, okay, how the birds survive in this area. Alright, so in order to survive, okay, these are the different type of beaks and beaks and shape, size and shape of the beaks. Right, so dia terbagi pada dua grup. Kamu tengok kat sini habitat, 3 grup hidup di atas pokok, 3 grup lagi hidup di atas ground. They are totally extreme dah. Tak ada yang intermediate They are totally extreme dah divide, right? Okay, so this is, so with that teacher done the natural selection, right? Okay, this is the summary of what we have discussed. Okay, you need to keyword kelas ni ingat favorable Remember the keyword favorable, favorable and against. That is the keyword, right? Okay, now teacher would like to proceed. This is how it shows. Right, stabilizing the population reduce. Yang hitam ni population ni kelas ni. Sorry, yang hitam ni adalah individual. Right? Okay. So akhirnya it will produce this type of curve. Okay. Alright. What is this class? Stabilizing. What is this? Directional. What is this? Okay, this one? Disruptive. Alright, good. Okay, now teacher nak go to our last objective is artificial. Okay, nama pun buatan. Okay, nama pun artificial. Kalau nature boleh tak you you kacau kelas You are the one that determine the nature? No no involve human intervention. Okay, for nature. But for artificial, yes. Okay, artificial, we are the one that modified. Okay, we are the one that choose, select, selecting and breeding. So those yang minat, kalau sesiapa sini yang minat jadi doktor haiwan, ada siapa sini minat jadi doktor haiwan, to be a veteriner. So those who interested, doing one of the tugasan kamu nanti is you will involve in this artificial selection. Okay, selain pada ecologist, conservationist. Okay, so artificial selection is actually invention by human. Okay, intervention by human where you are the one that choose. So this one you can refer to page 78, right? So there are two types, outbreeding and inbreeding. So what are the example of okay, so this is teacher just show a class, we desirable, where we choose, we choose atau we decide to choose. Right? Nama dia Angus, ni nama dia Hereford. Nice to meet you. Hi. Alright, so tengok ni, lembu betina ni. Why? Madam Jessie dengan Madam Guancy, okay, they produce milk. Kamu kan suka minum susu, right? Okay. Alright, so as you can see class, yes, like this, nowadays a dog also kita breed, so that you can breed different type of dogs. Sebab tu kau akan dapat banyak macam-macam jenis anjing, right? So the common ancestor yang ni lah kelas, common ancestor dia ni, right? Okay, this one, the cabbage. So you tengok, broccoli, cauliflower, the kohlrabi, the kale. So actually this is all the artificial selection that we are the one, human yang apa kelas yang do this, So you can have a diverse vegetables, even the cabbage with the purple color, right? Okay, so artificial selection is actually we are the one that doing it. So if teacher asks you a class, for the artificial selection, which graph will shown? Which one class? Is it the graph like stabilizing, the right directional or the disruptive? Which one? Okay, kalau you tengok kat sini, artificial selection is actually more like a directional selection pressure. Why? Because we are the one that choose only extreme phenotype. Okay, and regardless the another phenotype, kita tak ada intermediate, so we are choosing the extreme phenotype, right? So, artificial selection ada dua jenis, because we carry out in order for us to have the to get the desirable characteristic, that we want, right, for the specific purpose. Kebanyakannya for food lah, most of it for food. So, what is the meaning of inbreed class? Inbreeding means mating between closely related individuals. So, it will shows less variation, You can highlight that in our notes, 78. Okay, between closely related individuals. Outbreed pula, mating between unrelated or distantly related individual or species. Okay, you can highlight that, from our notes, kita underline that. Okay, so out of these two class, this inbreeding and outbreeding, okay, contoh yang kalau inbreeding, contoh that given ni class, that given here, as you can see, kalau dalam inbreeding, dia bagi, kelas pure line. Okay, pure line exists in both domesticated animals and crops, such as cattle, sheep, wheat, rice, oil palm, and cikgu tunjuk tadi kelas. That is example. So you can highlight from the page 79 from our notes. Pure line, this one. Okay, crops such as cattle, tadi yang cikgu tunjuk earlier, the diagram. Okay, the sheep as well as our wheat, our rice. Okay, our beras kelas, and also our oil palm. Oil palm, you still remember Tenera, okay, Tenera and the Facifera akan dapat hybrid kelas, right? That is an inbreeding, example of inbreeding, okay. So tapi satu yang tak disadvantage of inbreeding, okay, ada soalan nanti kelas tanya, okay. So what are disadvantage of inbreeding? So the effect of inbreeding, you can refer to the point prolong, okay, point prolong, the second last point, okay, from page 79. Okay, prolonged inbreeding can lead to a loss of vigor, meaning healthier, larger offspring akan reduce, okay, atau prolong and reduce the fertility. Satu, Yang kedua, point yang last kali tu, intensity breeding, reduce the variability of the genome. So, if you're referring to the gene pool, okay, as a human, when we undergo this inbreeding, okay, kita akan reduce the variability of the genome, especially the heterozygous genotype. Okay, and we increase the number of homozygous. So, bila homozygous, kita akan less variation. Okay, so that is the effect of outbreeding. Okay, effect of inbreeding, sorry, outbreeding pula actually is more better because outbreeding ni, kalau contoh given in our notes is the donkey and the horse. Okay, horse, the horse and the donkey, dia dapat mule. So, kalau tengok mule ni sangat kuat kelas, you put anything lah atas je. Okay, so, kalau tengok mule, mule is produced from a cross between a horse and a donkey. Where, kamu tengok kat situ, dia ada strength and endurance. Kekuatan ni sangat kuat. Right, endurance, kalau tengok endurance ni, dia dapat berkuda lah, Donkey tak endurance, Donkey ni strength. But when we combine the two desirable, kita dapat the mule, okay? Tapi mule ni, sayangnya pula infertile, right? Okay, so what we call is a hybrid, outbreeding, okay? So, usually outbreeding, baiknya, kalau tengok ada point tu, okay, it will create hybrid vigor. Okay, apa maksudnya kelas? It will be more stronger and produce better yield, kalau dalam plants lah. Right, okay, okay, and outbreed increase hybrid vigor or heterozygosity compared to inbreed. Inbreed tadi reduce heterozygosity, but outbreed increase heterozygosity. Okay, so the rest yang lain, ni adalah contoh-contoh yang cikgu boleh tunjuk kat kamu kelas. Contohnya macam ni. Cantik kan? Anjing ni, right? Kan? Yauking, right? Alright, so last but not least, this is example of past year's question that can be asked. Okay, so nanti teacher, now you all ready all your your tutorial class. So tomorrow we continue with speciation. So please make sure you read up your class, because speciation is another concept that you need to master. Okay, so I think with that, teacher stop. It's almost 4 o'clock already. Okay, is there any question you want to ask me? Anyone? You again? I may? Okay. Okay, so if you don't have any question, so please read up and get ready for our next lesson in class. Yeah, that is speciation. Okay, so we meet again tomorrow class. Okay, bye. Thank you. See you. Bye.